Yeah, I was like dancing to some of them. I was like,
Yeah,
you
dude.
know,
Yeah. Yeah, me too, man. I was up
I,
and down. I was like dancing. I was jumping, dude. I was slapping everything, dude. I was slapping my instruments, dude. I was passing my instrument. I was slapping. I was going like, damn, slapping it. And I was like, boom, slapping it, slapping. I was slapping everything, dude. I was hitting it, dude.
yeah, those songs slap, right?
Yeah,
Is that
dude.
what people say? Slapping.
Yeah, that started dude, I went outside and started slapping my trunk, dude. I was like,
Yeah.
I was playing it so loud because you got me these headphones for my 30th, but you gave it to me on your 30th, and I was like, I put the noise cancellation on high so I couldn't hear the traffic. I was slamming. I was like, yeah, boys, noise, EDM,
Yeah.
EDM, that's popular. Hey, I did a song for a rapper once that I will never listen to. Um,
Sounds like a
EDM.
couple of boys made it, right?
What's that?
Sounds like a couple of boys made it.
It sounds like a guy who doesn't like video games made it. Because it doesn't sound like a video game. It sounds like, I don't like video games. I think, you know what it sounds like? I feel like, dude, Boys Noise, come on here and correct this, right? Come join our podcast. We'll tell it. We'll talk to you about it. All right? But, dude, it seems like he didn't really like games and stuff, you know? It doesn't sound like a game. It doesn't sound like he likes, like, I don't know, that kind of, like, computers. It doesn't sound like he likes computer sounds. He's just like, it's electro, you know? I'm cool. Boys Noise.
Yeah. It sounds like this techno sunglasses indoors kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like Ed
Yeah.
Hardy stuff, you know? Ed Hardy shirts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mullet,
Yeah.
taking shots of something or other, you know?
Ah.
Yeah. It was like,
Ooh.
it didn't even sound like laptop music. It just sounded like, I don't know, a guy was bored a little bit.
No, you know what it
Yeah.
sounded like? Like, remember the other day, a couple of people have been explaining to me what the concept of boom bap was. Bap boom or boom bap music.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck? I was like, what are you talking about? This is not a genre. It's not a genre of music. So, like, they say
Maybe
it's
it's world music.
world music. Oh man, you think it's world music? I think Boys Noise is world music. Isn't he German?
That's what he said, right? I don't know.
If you're not like making music and released by an American label, then possibly you should be put in the world music section.
I agree.
Because how am I supposed to know that it's not from a different country? Then I would go and listen to it and be like, ooh, cultured.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. I'm so cultured. It's like when we went out that one day. I went to Barnes and Noble. We started talking to people. We're like, hey, you like world? What kind of favorite? What's your favorite kind of music? And one guy was like, I just listen to world music, dude. World music charts, man. Apple Music World Music chart, top charts, global hits.
He's like, this is why I'm in the world music section right now.
Yeah, I'm in the world music section, dude. Nobody buys these CDs, dude. They go for like 10 cents a piece, dude. They pay
Only
you.
I buy PCBs.
Yeah, only I buy them. They pay me to buy them. They're like, somebody please take them. Nobody has anything to play these on. Cars don't even have a CD player. There's no CD player in my car. Oh,
I don't even like this music.
I don't even like it. Oh my god. Yeah, no, this Boys Nice album, I listened to it, and it just, I don't know, I wanted, like, this is the honest truth. I wanted more game sounds. I wanted more computer sounds. I wanted, like,
Chiptune.
what?
Chiptune.
Chip. I thought you were making a computer sound. I thought you were right there. You go, chip, you know, like, I thought you were like a Mario jumping or something. I thought you were making a sound or something. You're not making any sounds, though. No, man, I was listening to it. I listened to it, and I was like, this reminds me of when I was in college, and everybody went to the Dead Mouse 5 concert. That's what I was telling everybody. I was like, I'm so not with it, guys. I call him Dead Mouse 5. Look how different I am. And no one is like, no one wants to talk to you, dude. All right? And everybody went to the Dead Mouse concert. And Not that Dead Mouse is not cool or anything, but he's like a cool guy kind of. He's cool for cool people, music for cool people. You know, he's not out there making. He's not like out there making the next, you know, ROM hacking Mother 3 or something. You know, he's like, you know, cool. And so everybody went to go see that concert, and I didn't really get it because I kind of listened to some of his music, and I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. But I could see that this is what's popular. This is popular EDM. This is what's in EDM. Like what's not in is doing an anime music video like Daft Punk did, called and like doing it for all your videos and making them all anime and like stuff. And that's not because that's not cool, right? And then going on what I did, which is what go on Toonami Reactor, which is what Cartoon Network's Toonami streaming service was in like 2002. And watching all of them, and alone in your room with your Dell desktop.
Boom bap laptop.
Dude, people keep saying that to me. They keep saying, this is boom bap music. And I was like, dude, what are you talking about? What is that? I'm sorry, but I don't know what that is. Like, they say it like you're supposed to know it, and they go hard on and saying it. And I'm like, stop saying it. It's not making any more sense. It's like saying something louder to someone who speaks a different language because you think it makes them understand you better. It's like, do you understand me? It's like, no. I don't know what boom bap is. It just sounds like you're saying baby words. It sounds like a baby word. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going up to you and saying, oh, man, have you listened to this cool post-hardcore album? Dude, I love post-hardcore. And they're like, what the heck is wrong with this kid? He's after he went hard, I guess. Like, it's like after you tried. Are you saying that? After you tried or something? Yeah, that's why nobody listens to those bands anymore. But oh man, no one's like, oh
yeah, like this boom bap thing. Like I don't get it at all. Like it's just I don't know. Is it like hip hop or something? I have no idea.
It's 90s hip hop. But I think the fact that he's still talking about boom bap and all this stuff is the fact that we don't have very much to say about this album because I forgot a lot of it after listening to it, and that's totally my fault because I listened to it once and I just was like, it's not connecting. But some of the beats were cool.
Some of the beats were cool. I like that birthday song a lot. He's like, I'm gonna wake up because it's my birthday today, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm waking up today.
He says, I'm waking up today. It's my birthday. Look, if he did some crossovers with some cool people, I would have been, like, more into it. Like, this didn't feel like it was pushing any boundaries for me, right? Like, that's what people say about my music. They say, John, you really push boundaries with that song. You push the boundary of terrible. And, like, you do that with Gus consistently every year. And I'm like, yeah, dude, we do. And they're like, wow, you'll never amount to anything musically. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. But I didn't feel like it was very different. To me, it just sounded like good, professional EDM. That's it. To me. Good, professional, very well made EDM. That's it.
Yeah, it sounded a little manufactured. I mean,
a little bit,
just kind of like run of the mill. Just kind of like, okay.
Yeah. Not like
someone paid a group. Someone paid a team of people to make it or something.
Yeah, like made by, what do they call that? Designed by committee. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what.
Some of it sounds like stock music. You know, like those stock songs you can download for free.
Oh no!
Like,
no! Oh my god! That's so.
It's
like that's free in iMovie when you pick it. Like you're picking an iMovie, like the cool song to make it your cool birthday video you're making for your friend. Like, I'm gonna pick this song. It's like boom, 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 doom, doom.
Yeah, you know, royaltyfreemusic.com kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
right. Okay, gotcha. That might be too mean to the royalty-free guys. I think some of that sounds really good, actually. It might be I love some of that royalty-free stuff, actually.
Yeah, some of it's good.
Some of it's really good. So I don't know if we should compare the two. Ah, man. Yeah, it didn't connect.
Sometimes I wonder. I'm like, why aren't you guys paying? Why don't you get some money off this? Right? It's like not bad.
They do though. They do. So when Lil Nas X bought Old Town Road, because I've been looking into royalty-free instrumentals quite a bit, and there's a whole site dedicated to them, like really well-made site, like grade A Web 2.0. Are we on Web 3.0? I'm sorry, I don't know. Web 2.0, like really well like designed, like beautiful website where you could buy different packages of the song, like you could use like license free, and then so basically he paid $30 on one of those websites to grab that 9 Inch Nail sample that somebody else made.
Oh wow!
And was able to loot. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a really good website for it. I gotta show you it. It's really cool, actually. Really cool. I was experimenting with it because I was like, oh, I have carpal tunnel, and like you said, like it's hard to play stringed instruments when you have carpal tunnel in both hands. And so I was like, oh, why don't I just sing over one of these things that I found? And every time I'd find something royalty free, it would say, oh, like if you want to use this track, please click here. And it's like, oh, it's royalty free, but it's not public domain or anything. You still have to pay $30 to use it.
Nice.
And you can pay for exclusive rights too, so like it gets locked out, no one else can buy it. So that's like another tier above 30. It's a cool site, man. I'm telling you, this world is very interesting, and you should definitely look into it because there might be stuff out there you want to play along to.
All right, yeah. Or buy, purchase something.
Yeah, no, exactly. Purchase something and then play along to it. I was looking at one of them. There's some really good ones. There's some really really good ones. Like amazing ones.
Send me one right now.
Oh yeah, I will. We'll send off if we have anything else to say about this album. But we keep changing the subject away from this album though. But yeah, I don't care.
Birthday song.
I don't
birthday song.
Do you have anything what's your definitive thought? A thumbs up or thumbs down on this? Just say what you feel. If you ever meet Boyz Noize and he listens to this, you can say sorry later.
Literally, it's just like this. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody could hear that on the podcast. So he did this thing where, when Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator was doing thumbs up or thumbs down, he did the thing where he didn't pick anything, which is the neutral. He did the neutral thumbs. That was perpendicular. For those listening, nobody, which is nobody. Nobody.
Yeah, I don't know. It just did not. It was just okay. It was just like it passed me by. I would dance to it at a club.
Yeah.
The end.
I didn't feel like it was overly dancey either. I felt like it was cool boy music, and that's cool. It's cool. It's not my identity. I have the identity of a loser because I'm a loser. I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you give me a Grammy and don't give someone else a Grammy?
He won that, right? Didn't he win a Grammy for that?
Yeah, and the person who picked this album was very angry about it. Sorry, buddy. We're not laughing at you. We're laughing about how you feel about it. So that was really funny though. He was not, and it was just like it was funny to me when it happened. I was like, what the heck? And everybody was up in arms. And I was like, you know what? Like, what do Grammys mean, dude? Nobody's listening to Beck anymore. So, all right, everybody's listening. I don't hear people I hear people listening to Kendrick Lamar. I hear people listen to him, and I know people who like his albums a lot. I'm not one of them, but I tried. What does he have? The one album? Bad. And he's like,
bad. Yeah, bad.
He's like looking at.
He's like, is that like thinking? He's like, is that bad? I don't know.
Ooh, that's funny. Nah, man. A lot of people I know like Kendrick Lamar, and they talk about him more. That he's more relevant than Beck is. So in the end, he won. What do you mean? What's a Grammy mean for that? Anyway, other than going down in history and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
It's just like a little golden
thing.
Oh, man, I can't even say it.
Yeah, it's no, honestly, no. The Grammy is kind of important, and he probably should have gotten it. Honestly, in the end, he probably should have gotten it. What does Beck need a Grammy for? He's so famous, and he's not like resonating with people right now. It's Kendrick who is, and so I feel like he should. It's fine. He really should have. And honestly, Grammys are kind of important. You know what I mean? Jerky Boys was nominated for a Grammy. That's crazy.
Wow.
Jerky Boys 2 was nominated for a Grammy. Can you believe that? It lost to Sam Kinison in 1996. A famous comedian back then. He's a comedian from back then. He was very loud. He used to be preacher. Sam Kinison.
Do you like him?
I don't know. He yells a lot.
Okay.
He
So do the Jerky Boys.
No, yeah. Jerky Boys changed. I mean, could have, if people followed suit with the Jerky Boys and like there was more things like that made, that were like in that vein, like they could have basically they had a false start to like starting a complete new genre of albums that were out, but nobody kind of came through. It was like a false start, kind of, to a genre of comedy.
Yeah, because then that second, third, fourth album, they were not up to snuff at all.
No, but there could have been other people who could have done it really well, and didn't. So, yeah, that kind of that whole line of things kind of fell by the wayside. But a lot of people say that Jerky Boys was really influential on them early on. So, a lot of people say that. They're famous directors and stuff, like comedy people, and say, "Oh, this was so influential on me, so funny." I wish it was.
Yeah. And like musicians, right? Like Radiohead too. Like, where did that come from?
I think it was a cultural phenomenon, dude. A little bit in the U.S. Yeah, Pablo Honey, dude. Yeah, that's literally You're right, Radiohead. It was huge. It was big for its time.
Yeah. Radiohead isn't even from America, dude. Like.
Yeah, that says a lot. And that's not even my favorite track. I don't even like that Jerky Boys track that much.
No.
No, it's not anything really special. But it resonated with them. It's kind of funny that it did. I would love to watch Sam Kinison with you, because it would be really funny, because he yells so much at you. He's like, ah!
Yeah?
Yeah, he's like, you idiots! He was huge.
Are you laughing? Is he like that? Are you laughing
You
yet?
think this is funny? You think I'm funny? You think I'm funny? I wanted Boyz Noize to do a comedy album. That's what I was hoping this would be. Mayday, hey guys. Like he'd go to Mike, hey guys. I'm making all this EDM, all these boom bap beats. Beep boop.
It sounds like a bunch of B-side EDM tracks.
Oh,
you know, like instead of Mayday, it should have been like Payday. It's like a big cash grab. It's just like these recycled sounds, you know.
Right. I still think I would have wanted him to collaborate, or no, just go on stage, like do something really wild, like go on stage and do a complete comedy album. Like he never did comedy. It's like just go up there and talk about EDM and be like, dude, I'm working in Kubase, and dude, I'm mixing these things, dude. Don't you hate when you got an error when you guys are when you're working really hard on something and then you doesn't save your draft? Oh man! Oops! Oh, oops! It's gone. he's like, oh man! Oh man! I can't wait to look for the best VST. Yes, ever find that good VST? He's like, he picks on the audience. He's like, tries to do crowd work because he's a comedian, right? Right? He's like, he saw a couple specials. Okay, he watched a couple specials. He saw some crowd work. He's like, hey, you look like you program VSTs. Who programs them? Who makes them? I love them. I gotta get that VST, put it in. Dude, I make some weird sounds.
Yeah, I got all these plugins, yo.
Oh, dude, I got a plug-in. Oh, man. Nobody gets how plugins. You can never have enough. Right, guys?
Yeah, you can make any sound you want.
Right? He's like sitting there. He's like, oh, man. Computers. Computer music.
I just couldn't get the hang of the guitar, you know?
I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't. Yeah. It's not that fun. You know, I just, you know, boop, 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 boop. He's like, hey guys, I got this. Here, let me tell you about this. I've been trying to go a cappella, and I just kind of make the sounds of the beats with my mouth. And I go, beep, boop, 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 boop. And he said it sounded too much like a Morse code, like some Morse code crap or something. Boop, 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 boop. He's like, this sounds like some Morse code from World War II or something. Some lost Morse code.
Oh, boy. See, that would have been more memorable. I would have watched that.
Right?
You know?
I would have, dude, that would have been, that's like really pushing it. Like, I just feel like the reason even I don't like what rock's doing anymore is that they're just not trying anything like really crazy. You know what I mean? Like, just like wild. Like, you know? Like, there's no stunts anymore in rock.
No.
Like, I want to see a stunt, dude. You could have, like, you know, Blink-182, they bring in Lil Wayne to do What's My Age Again. That's kind of cool. But, you know what's even more cool? Is if they just, like, you know, I don't know, they let Lil Wayne jump on guitar for a second, and they're like, what can this guy do for a song? You know what I mean? And they try rapping. They're like, oh, and it sounds terrible, but it's like, that's awesome, though. He's like, they tell Lil Wayne, play what you think people are doing when they play guitar. Do what you think people are doing. And he's like, okay. And he's like smacking stuff. And it would be great. It would be like, what is this? Like, you know, I want to see more, like, don't just collab on a song. Like, do an album, man. Do something crazy. Do something crazy.
Yeah, like Metallica and Lulu, you know, with Lou Reed. Like,
dude,
just try something new.
Just do it. Just try it.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, people listen to that now and are like, "That was so bad," and it's great though. That's memorable. At least you tried.
Yeah.
Like, try making something different. Like, dude, Blink-182, dude, just make a pure like, man, what's so different than them? I don't know. Just make a pure rap album, beginning to end.
Yeah.
Pure rap. All three of you rap. Like, no. Just let Travis let him do his drums to make his beat. But like, you guys all rap. Like, like, just do it. And it will be bad. But just try it.
Yeah.
Just try it.
Just ruin your brand.
Just ruin it. Just ruin your brand. No, like, they don't collab or anything. You know what I mean? They don't they're not like, okay, let's take this singer and put him with this band to just see what they sound like. All right, just for fun. It has to become a super group. It's like, no, just do it for like a couple featuring songs, like featuring this band with them. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, this is what it sounds like. Do what rappers do. They do features, right? Just take the band and the singers and make them interchangeable kind of a little bit and switch them up a little. You know, it actually could make some really sick sounds. Like, if you heard like Blink with, like, if you heard like a Blink, like, I don't know, with some metal band or something, or I don't know, something indie. So, like, what about an indie group? Like, what if you saw, like, the Strokes, right? And they were like, all right, Julian is like, all right, I'm gonna do one song, and it's gonna be with Slipknot. And then he's like, you seemed impressed the way you can touch it. It's like, but that wouldn't really work out too well because it's so different. But like, maybe like a Metallica or something, or even a Slayer might work. It might work.
You know, I gotta give Weezer props for like trying out a whole bunch of different stuff. Like, on their Red album, they all like switched instruments around. So like Rivers was like playing drums and like someone else was singing. And like, you know, their most recent albums, they're like, you know, the Black album is like, like very metal-y, you know, like, or no, this new Van Halen type album that they're trying to put out. Yeah. It's all like hard rock. And, like, the White Album's all pop. And, like, I don't know. I feel like they're getting a little bit. Like, they got Lil Wayne on one of their songs, rapping and stuff. I don't know. They seem to, like, want to try different things.
Yeah, they're trying.
And it pisses off bands. They're trying. You know, they're putting out covers albums and stuff.
Yeah. But I want them to go full. They're, like, dipping their toes. I want them to, like, jump in the pool. You know what I mean? Like, just jump in the pool. You know what I mean? But if they would to do that, like, you know, that's how you stay relevant for years to go, right? Like, you jump in the pool and you try something complete, and you move on with the times. And then you bring your sound into the new era. But, you know,
like, one of their new albums, they experimented with, like, EDM stuff a lot.
That's
like,
sick. That's exactly it.
Like, the whole album.
That's great. That's wonderful. That's crazy. That's a crazy
Pacific
thing.
Daydream. Daydream, I think.
I listened to that album. That didn't sound very EDM at all. What are you talking about?
Maybe it's a different one. They put out like 3 albums a year. I can't even keep track anymore.
That's the problem. Slow down. Make one good one. The problem is they're such good songwriters. They're like, this sounds great, and everything sounds great, so that's a problem, right? So they can't, you know what I mean? Like, slow down,
Yeah.
slow down, slow down. You know. But anyway, yeah. We done with this. We done with this album.
Boyz Noize. Yeah, I mean, it's just I'm gonna keep listening to Birthday because I like it. I like my birthday, and I like feeling like it's my birthday.
Well, it was just your birthday, yeah.
So it was relevant. I mean, I don't know.
It's. Should we keep recording this, or should we just stop it and just stuff? What do you think? Is there anything else we have to say to the? I feel like we said everything that needs to be said about this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the first half was trash, and the second half was better. That's it. Like, the second half kind of saved its ass, I think. Mm-hmm. By saved it, I mean it went from this to that.
He went from thumbs down to sideways thumb.
Yep, but those first few tracks just were so boring.
Yeah,
but minus the intro. I like the intro, but other than that, those first few tracks just did not like capture my attention at all.
Is there any song that you're gonna like be like, oh, I'm so glad that we found this? Like for me, Fan Mail on Welcome to Dawn of the Dickies. I love that album. That was fun. Fan Mail on that album. I'll always go back to that song. I still love like some other tracks on there that we can't say on stream. That you like, and they're stuck in my head. But is there anything on here that at that level?
No.
Okay, I was hoping. I got scared. I was like, oh, come on, let's just be on the same page. Come on, man. Imagine if Siskel and Ebert were like that. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, man. Give me something, man. Just like me, dude.
Disagree with me, please.
Disagree, please. Come on. Come on. You feel a little bit like me?
Come on. You like it a little, right? Come on.
Come on. You like it a little. Ah, yeah, I like it a little bit. Ah, they got like buddy. And they start hitting each other.
Yeah. Forget about it. They like sway each other's opinions all the time.
yeah, forget about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just Mayday. Like the cover art was just dumb. You know, it's just like a plus sign. You know. Did not really enjoy it as much as I thought I would.
No.
Plus, it's from 2016. It's like ew, right? That was like yesterday.
Why is that gross? Yeah, it feels a little gross. Why does that suck a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably because it's probably not classic, you know? If it came out in 2016, it's probably not classic.
Right. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Make another album.
Yeah.
Make it sound a little better.
Yeah. Do you want to have just a nonsense talk on here, or do you want to have a nonsense talk off stream? How do you feel?
I think I'm okay on stream, actually.
All right. Yeah, I'm in the mood for a little bit of nonsense off, but like, cause we were just getting like going with talking about stuff, but we could talk on here. Yeah. I've been chugging along on my book, the Slaughterhouse 5, and I'm like more than halfway done. So.
Wow, that's awesome.
I know.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, I really do. It's probably my favorite fiction book I've ever read so far, ever in my life. So, yeah.
Wow.
I had
Kurt Vonnegut. Yeah.
Yeah, Kurt Vonnegut. He's just the man. He was on the Daily Show once. You know that?
He was?
Yeah, it was sick. It was really cool. It was really cool. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he did the interview.
Huh? Was he like releasing something?
Yeah, he must have been like doing something to, you know, finishing some stuff off, or maybe talking about politics or something. Who knows? But like, in a Kurt Vonnegut kind of way, like the best kind of way.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was sick. So he got interviewed by Jon Stewart and stuff. It's like, dude, this is Kurt Vonnegut, man. This guy's
Yeah, he's dead now.
yeah, that sucks. But he would
Yeah.
have been old, man. A lot of people from World War II have been passing away by now. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, he like, I think he died like 2012 or something.
Yeah, he lived
right?
for a long time. He's a prisoner
Yeah.
of war. So how the heck? Well, how did he have that kind of stamina? And he had 6 kids to take care of. What the heck?
Yeah. I know.
How does that not just burn you out and just like what the heck? But you reading anything good lately?
Nothing. I did 0 reading. I've just been like going on jogs actually, which it kind of hurts my knees. Like I don't really do well with it. But now that I got the bike today or yesterday, and I've been building that, so that's cool. I'm not really done. Like there's just some stuff that I'm like unsure of,
Yeah.
and it's like kind of scary putting together a bike because like, you know, you don't want it to fall apart mid riding. So I don't know. Like the handlebar is kind of like loose, and I'm just like, what the heck? I tightened everything it said to, like, so I can't even ride it yet. But yeah, coming along.
Yeah, it's scary when you build your own bike, because like, or like, there's just like a part that's loose on your bike, because you're like, if this is loose, there's nobody to tell me that this isn't working. There's nobody, and you know, like I had things like that, like where, like on my folding bike, where it was like things were like broken or things were loose, and I was like, this could just go and happen anytime. I have hiccups right now. Are you kidding me?
Really?
I literally have hiccups right now. What the heck?
Drink some water.
I have hiccups. Do you see this? Oh my god, this is the first time this has ever happened. On a stream, or especially because I've done so many. I literally have them. Oh my god.
Like someone asked a stupid question once to like some like singer. They're like, "Oh, what happens if you're on stage and you get hiccups?" And they're just like, "Oh yeah, I just stop singing and then I leave." I'm like, "No, you don't. What? Why didn't you answer the question, right?"
It actually rarely happens on stage. They say that, like, so I did some reading about it on Quora.
Cora, okay.
Yeah. Down by the quarry, I did some... Oh my god, these hiccups. Apparently sneezing and, like, hiccups, like, they're pretty rare on stage, because they say that, like, your body is so, like so tense and, like in such a heightened state that it knows not to, like, kind of do it, so it almost never happens to anybody.
Really?
That's why it almost never happens right now when we do this, because it's like we're like so like in, but it did. So, but I've done this, and I get hiccups a lot. So,
do you really?
Yeah, I get them a lot. I get bouts. I've been having them for the past couple months. Yes, they're happening now. They're hilarious though.
You know what I would always cure it? That no one ever listens to me? A spoonful of sugar. Just like eat a little spoonful of sugar and it goes away.
Really?
Yeah. Try it.
Okay. That's such a random thing to say, dude. You're random, dude.
It's a random thing, right?
Wow,
Random.
so random. We should watch a Rick and Morty. Be random on that show. Random show. Random show. Everything's random. It's so random.
I'm Mario Party.
Oh man, Mario Party. That was random. I'm Morty. I'm everything. It's so random. I have a dysfunctional family. Random.
Like chance time.
What if? No, I'm trying to think of a way to save the Boyz Noize album, and I can't even think of a way to save it right now. Hold on. I thought I was like, oh, why don't we have somebody come on? But I think only his comedy would save it. Damn it.
Yeah, him doing stand up.
That would be the best. I want to see everybody do stand up. I really do. That is a dream of mine. To see everybody I know, I want to see have a stand up special. But they just go up there.
Like without like planning
They
or without
can,
material or what?
they can plan material. Like they can, and that'd be funny. But if they don't want to, they don't have to. They can just go up and say stuff. If I were to-
Really?
Yeah, I want everybody on Earth to do it. Everybody on Earth to go up on stage and just say
What?
stuff.
Why? Are you gonna watch everybody?
I would definitely watch a couple. Are you kidding me? You know how entertaining that would be if Boyz Noize did it. I would love that, dude.
We didn't watch our buddy. Remember, our buddy did it. We never rewatched that video. Remember?
Oh man, yeah, we have to look for it. We'll find it. But
You
like,
said you could find it.
I said I could find it, and I didn't, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was really funny.
Yeah, it was good. It was very funny. Oh, God.
Let's talk about the Jerusalem belt.
No, okay, that's where we stop the stream. I don't think anybody heard what you just said, so we can stop it. But yeah, I'm a little bit out of steam this week. I'm just like really run down, so I just wanted to make sure that we recorded this thing about the album and then cut it, because I'm just like out of it. You didn't read anything. I read, and it's really good. You're jogging, which is good. It's your 30th. You got a bunch of stuff. We should talk about it. And
Yeah.
There's some video I showed you this week that was pretty cool. Like it was very educational. Like remember, it was like how kids in cafeterias at school, and like it's just like it's like you realize like all the things that go on in kids' heads at a school.
Yeah, yeah, and like the diet plans, like
Right.
the certain demographics and stuff.
Yeah, like each one has a different meal. One guy's meal like was super shocking to the rest, though. I mean, like the one kid, people turn around, like look at the one. There's always the one kid with something different, and
Yeah.
and right. And there was that other video. Like I don't know. I was stuck in this educational system thing. Maybe like looking back on our old days, like in school, and about like how like what morning announcements were like, and how different they were, and like how that was kind of a moment to be like yourself, like on a thing, right? And like it was scary. I remember there's a school called Sacred Heart, and it was like our school is facing Sacred Heart, and then the guy on the morning announcements said, "Oh man, this week we're facing Scared Heart," and then I was in 5th grade. And then someone in my class looked at me and looked around and said, "Scared Heart? That's Sacred Heart." I'm in 5th grade and I know that.
Scared Heart. I mean, could you read at 5th grade? Could anyone even read at 5th grade?
Barely.
Right?
Barely, dude.
Am I the only one?
I'm pretty sure that a lot of us couldn't, right? We're just like, what the heck?
Right?
Nah, man. I would write.
You could read at 5th grade, right?
When I was in 4th grade, this is what happened. This is my false start into comedy. I would write stories, and every kid in the class would get hype. I didn't have that many friends, but people would get hype for the spelling stories I would make up, because I would make them comedic. And because you'd have to write, and then you get to say something. So kids every week would wait for it. And I had stupid tropes like toilets and stuff like that in my stories. But I developed tropes. But and people would wait every week, and then people would start to imitate my stories in the class. They would start saying, my story was called My Life. And it was like, this is my life. Like the other day, that like the word was baseball. Like I got someone throw a baseball on my head. And literally, it was the first time when it hit me to just mess around with it. And be creative.
Yeah.
Anytime teachers like let us be creative, like I always took it to the limit, because I was like, oh, this is fun. Like I'm gonna like be creative for, this is cool. Like you're giving me the chance to do this. I have to do this. I'm gonna try to make it interesting. And and then other kids would do it, and they'd be like, my dream. And kids would groan. They'd be like, you just copied John. And that was
you're like a trendsetter.
I was not. I was just I was the class clown. I liked being the class clown in high school and in schools before that. I don't always get the chance to because it all depends on the crowd. And if the crowd accepts you, that's the kind of person you are in that class. Did you change in classrooms, like, depending on, like, who was in the classroom?
I don't remember anything.
Yeah, in any sense. No, in any club. No. Even in college, I would say I would mess around. Yeah. I would be really different depending on who I was around. I'm even that way now. I'm like, you know what? Nobody's listening right now. I'm not going to crack a joke. A lot of people find out, they're like, "Oh, you're funny? Oh, I didn't know you were funny." It's like, yeah, you weren't listening. You don't listen to me.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Like, I always think you're on all the time, but you're not.
Yeah, just with you. Yeah, I wish there could be a recording when you could just see me. I kind of know how you are without me, though. I've seen it. You can see it. I'm sure you've seen me kind of without you, like how I am with it's like people who I'm not that comfortable with, and how they think my personality is, and how they think your personality is. You're just quiet, and I'm just polite. That's it.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Like, I feel like it's not even worth talking to, I get real, petty about it.
About what?
Like, I feel like it's not worth, my breath. I feel like, oh, well.
That's exactly how I feel. It's not worth saying anything, right? It's what's the point? Nobody's going to listen and nobody cares, right?
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares what I'm about to say right now. And I'm always looking for a time to get my word in. And why look for it? So I'm just gonna be quiet, and when my time comes, I'll say something, and then otherwise, nope.
Yeah, or nobody will get it. That's another thing.
No, they won't get it. No, because but I think not getting it is not listening. That's a form of not listening. They don't understand it, because you could say it in a way that they could get it, but they're not gonna listen to you. So why would you be on? So you're not yourself.
Yeah.
You say things that you just, you're just different. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny how we're different people around different groups. But really, there's just two me's. There's the me and then there's just the me with people who I can be myself and be around and feel like my opinion is valuable. And there's people who I'm like, all right, it's not. And then it goes it's a varying degree to that. It's just you used to say. It's where you amplify up or you turn down, but a lot of times it's just off.
Okay, that's drastic.
I've seen how quiet you
get. But I get it.
I've seen how quiet you get. Quiet, dude. You don't say anything.
Yeah, nothing. I don't even chime in, even if I could.
What's the point?
Even if I had something valuable to say, sometimes it's just not worth it.
Something you want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's listening skills for you.
I know.
Yeah. You think people feel that way around us?
What? That it's not worth? Yeah, probably. Of course.
Because we're just on. We're just boom, 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 bap, boom, bap. Boom, bap, boom, bap. I was trying so hard to make you choke on that water. Holy crap. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that got me.
Boom, bap. Hey, dude, we just say boom, bap, boom, bap. Dude, what if you choked hard and you're home alone and I'm I'm trying to get you, and then you faint or something, oh my God, I have to get in my car and drive to you to find out what else is breaking. Oh my God, he's out. I just see you drop back oh.
Yeah, what would you even do, right? Call the cops?
I would drive. I would get in my car I gotta go. Ah!
Dude, it's so easy to choke, right? You just get this little piece of crap in your throat. You're done.
It's too easy,
right?
Dude. It's way too easy to choke. It's way too easy, man.
I can't do like Heimlich on myself, right? I'm choking.
No, they say you can. You just slam yourself into a table. That's what you're supposed to do.
How do I slam myself into the table?
Oh my god.
I'm gonna be like this, like, help me.
No, but you're gonna pass back out. You're like, I'm gonna be like, oh no! Or you're gonna fall off screen. I'm like, oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I gotta rush. I was thinking of.
You gotta upload it. If that happens, you still gotta upload it.
Before I go, too.
Yeah.
I gotta still upload it. I was thinking of a bit the other day, and sometimes I watch the Housewives television show with my roommate, and my roommate's a huge fan of this Housewives show. I was thinking about this bit where they had this crossover with the show Jackass, and I thought it'd be crazy, dude. Like I can't really say everything they do, but like if you think about some of the things they do, because they do things on that show. Like one of our friends works on that show, on this show, Housewives, too. So I kept thinking about it. I was like, oh, what if he was there and he was watching this, and like, because they do crazy stuff. Like what if because they go to parties, like they go to an island and they'll have drinks and stuff, and like I was like, oh, what if Steve, what was that?
On the show.
On the show, yeah, they just live their life. They have parties, they have house parties that are extravagant, but like while they're having all these extravagant parties, like Steve-O's there and Johnny Knoxville's there, like one of them, it's only one of them, and it's like he's a part of the cast, and he just does stuff he just is like, I'm gonna run into a wall, like, you know what I mean, he just runs full speed into a wall or something, or like he blows himself up or something, like you know what I mean, like when they put the rockets on the roller skates at the end of the movie. Like, they just put roller skates. They put it on everybody's roller skates. They're like, oh my god, you put fireworks on my roller skates. It would be crazy. It's a great crossover idea.
Yeah.
Because shows don't do enough crossovers. That's the problem, you know? Especially real people shows. They can just show up. They don't have to draw anything. You know what I mean? Cartoons get hard. But come on,
just invite them.
Just bring them on. Dude, like, what's another great crossover that just never got done? A lot of shows. Like, Tosh.0 should have had Bob Saget come on and host one.
Yeah, right? Just for the hell of it.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. It's not even funny. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Yeah, like just different ideas like that. Like they should have.
I've always wanted to.
Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. I'll tell you what.
No,
I have one. I'll tell you one. Go ahead.
I've always wanted to see a James Bond movie, but with like Roger Rabbit as like a sidekick. Or something.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty funny. Like he's like, oh, he's wacky. I would want like Mr. Bean as his sidekick. Like,
Mr. Bean?
Like he has to see Mr. Bean. Like he's critical to the plot or something. Like, hey, he's got to hang out with him or something. He's got to get his nice object. He's like, oh, you got to talk to Mr. Bean over there. And he's like freaking out. He's like Mr. Beaning it up. He's like, Mr. Bean. He's got like one of these objects, the thingamajigs that he needs, like a microchip, and he's like, ha ha ha, Mr. Bean. Right? He used to go hang out with him or something. I wish more actors guest starred on Jackass. More actors, like just all different actors, like all of them. Like all of the Marvel crew, they all have to they like to promote. They jump on and then they're on it, dude. Viva la Bam. They're like, jumping off things. They gotta do stuff.
Who's like a really popular like child actor?
I don't know. The kid
all I can think of is like
the kid who
Taj guy who plays Smart Guy.
Oh yeah. He's Cody in Full House.
Yeah, he is Cody in Full House.
Or TJ or
like
whatever.
TJ, I don't know. Like imagine him as like James Bond's like M. You know M in James Bond, like
that's just a good idea.
It is a good idea.
That's just a good idea. That's a great idea. They wouldn't probably make that movie. They made it. It's called Agent Cody Banks.
Oh,
You know?
is that Frankie Muniz or something?
That is. You know, I'm talking about like real crossovers, like I'm talking about like, you know, just crazy ones that you don't even want. Like, you know, they're on, you know, they gotta. Here's another thing I want people to do more often. I wish people entered like you know how Logan Paul and Jake Paul they do the boxing matches, the amateur boxing matches. Do you know about that?
Yeah,
It's a
kinda.
really
Yeah.
good idea. They do, and they versus other YouTubers, and they have like rivalries and stuff. And they're like, I'm like, I wish there was more of that, man. I want to see
Yeah.
more matches, dude. I want to see people enter the octagon. I want to see different people get out their beef. They disagree with something, and they get out their beef in the octagon. Okay, I won't say this. Okay, this is not like this won't choose who you vote for, but I would love like a presidential debate followed by a presidential octagon. I'm just saying.
That would be cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Octagon. Like full on Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, headlocks. Like,
Yeah.
yo, you gotta go all the way. Right? And
That would be the biggest pay-per-view show in history.
history, dude. I'm pretty sure like that's what they used to do in like I watched Hamilton where they did the duel, but this is like actually a less barbaric duel. There's no guns. It's just
Oh yeah.
you know? Just one octagon. I would like to see some people. I just want to see more people enter the octagon. And
That'd be nice.
it would be great, dude.
Right? Imagine like Nixon and JFK going at it, right?
What? That would have been nuts. That would have been crazy, dude. Just
Yeah.
crazy ones like like what was it? Who was running against Clinton in 1994? Bob
Al
Dole.
Gore?
Bob Dole.
Oh, Bob Dole. Yeah.
And it's like Bob Dole, like go Bob Dole. And like people are like Bob Dole. That'd be crazy, man. That would have been a good match.
Yeah.
Though that's why they did it. That's why Logan Paul. They're geniuses. That's why the Paul brothers. They're crazy and they're not very polite, but they're geniuses. They're geniuses
Yeah.
of media. That's why they're. That is one of the greatest ideas. See what we were talking about earlier when it comes to like bands like not doing crossovers or people like not doing crossovers into you know hanging out with Steve-O and you know blowing their car up or something. And you know, but like what was I saying? So yeah, they don't but see, they're thinking about it. They're crossing genres. You know what I mean? They're doing what I'm kind of saying. They're doing this thing where they're taking the YouTube thing and they're taking it to a really interesting place, boxing, which is kind of popular with like a really subset of people. It's not where it was where like Muhammad Ali was fighting or George Foreman was fighting or even like Mike Tyson was fighting, right? It kind of fell since then. It's like you hear about the biggest fights, you know, but like they brought their popularity and it went from an amateur box fight. The next one was a professional one, and they had like a really good like popular undercard. The undercard was really huge, like real boxers, because they're bringing media attention to the brand of boxing to like, and that's an interesting crossover.
Yeah, it is. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know they did boxing.
Who the Paul brothers?
Yeah, I didn't even hear about
no, yeah. You were saying yes before, so I thought you were, but you didn't. I was not right.
Sorry, no, I was saying yes to knowing who they were.
So they did boxing matches against. They did two. They did one amateur one, and they did one pro one. So, but both were sold out in stream. The stream made a crazy ton of money, and they train like all year like for it. It's like crazy.
Jeez. I mean, those guys are kind of like pretty ripped, right?
Yeah, they're jacked already, and so like they're in really good shape, and they take the boxing super seriously, and they fought, and like it was one of the most paid for pay-per-views that year, and it was streamed all over the internet. You could pay for it, and people watched it because he got like a other semi-popular YouTuber, but like nowhere to near to the crazy popularity. I mean, there can only be one of popularity of the Logan of the Paul brothers, Logan and Jake, And I don't even, I don't really, I don't watch their content or anything, but it was interesting to see that, like, to hear about it and like hear about everything that transpired and how the undercard ended up being really big. But that's cool. That's pioneering, dude.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, they say that a lot of people said they shouldn't be doing it because it scrambles their brains a little bit, and like head trauma is like never a good thing, But like it's that line of thinking, you know what I mean? It's the same line of thinking that says, okay, let's put Michael Jordan in baseball.
Yeah, see, that was fun, right?
Let's put him in Space Jam, and you know what? Space Jam was a phenomenon, so whatever, he wasn't good in it, and whatever, but it was a phenomenon, right?
Yeah, his acting was horrible, but people love that movie.
Horrible.
Horrible.
A lot of people of our generation, the cool kids, per se, they're like, dude, Space Jam 2, right? Like, and you're like, and we're like, whatever, dude. Like, it was cool because I like Bugs Bunny and I like Looney Tunes, all right? And
yeah.
You like that stuff too, right? You like Looney Tunes and stuff? I like Looney Tunes.
Yeah, I saw Space Jam in theaters, actually. My dad took.
Poor Pops. Poor Papa.
That's the last movie I think I saw with my dad in the theater. That's the last one I remember.
The last one I remember seeing is Lord of the Rings with my mom, and her boyfriend saying, "What the heck was that?" Right? And he was like, "What is that? That was terrible." And I looked at my mom and I said, "There's a number 2. Like, this movie ends on a cliffhanger." She's like, "I'll take you, I promise." And she was so nice about it. She's like, don't worry. I was so excited. I was in 5th grade. I think. And I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. This is so awesome. And I read Return of the King. When I was in 7th grade. And then that's when because they released Lord of the Rings, each movie. They filmed it all together and did all the post-production. So every year, 1, 2, and 3 came out. So like, boom, boom, boom. It was 4th grade, 5th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade. So Return of the King was coming out that year. And
okay.
I read it, and then I dressed up as Frodo and stuff, and like, I delivered that thing, and I spoiled it for like anybody who didn't care, and like people actually had to leave the room because I was giving my presentation on it, and they didn't want to get it spoiled for them. And,
oh shoot.
Yeah, that was like really into it, and like that was really nice of my mom to take me to the first one. That was like, you didn't have to do that. Our parents are so nice to us, dude.
Yeah, I didn't even care about Lord of the Rings at all, and I still haven't watched any of them.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. That's my second favorite trilogy of all time. All time. I like it.
Really?
Yeah, man. It's like compared to Star Wars, there's so much more depth. It's so much more human than Star Wars. Yeah, dude. Real emotions, like definitely like it's very deep. Very deep. That's what happens when you base it off 3 books. Okay? 3 books.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean?
It's not just some guy winging it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Right? And it's just like, for a kid, I feel like Star Wars is really cool because it goes like point A to point B, and it's easy to understand all the beats, and it's still got this kind of elements of surprise, like, oh, he's at the twist. All right? And Lord of the Rings, it's like when you're a kid, it washes over you, and you're like, what was that? And you realize that like the level of world building that Tolkien did was like at like next level. Like I was reading on Wikipedia about encyclopedic books, like books where where they don't just write a story, they write about like everything about a world. And there's other books, they're not all only fantasy. Like, apparently, like, other books do this. Like, Infinite Jest is an encyclopedic book because it describes everything about what's happening around. And there's all these footnotes describing, like different things about the way this particular world works. But yeah, there's a lot of depth there. It's a great trilogy, man. It's a great trilogy. It's a great thing to watch on, like, a 4K TV, too. Because it's beautiful. Because the remaster they did, the extended edition version, they redid all the coloring.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm. All of it, and it looks
so holds up.
Like boom! It like that image is like what? And New Zealand is just beautiful.
Nice.
So the locales are beautiful, right? The locales are beautiful. The acting is like second to none. Like there's almost no bad acting in it. The story is excellent. There's so much money that went into it. So and a lot of it is not CGI, and so it's like a lot of makeup. So it's cool to see all that stuff, like the artistry. It works on so many levels. That's why those movies won Academy Awards for Best Picture. I think
They did?
Almost. Yeah, well, at least 2 or 3 of them did. Best Picture.
Wow.
Yeah, it's worth
That's
watching.
awesome.
It's not a throwaway. It's not a throwaway. I definitely wouldn't say that. Like, you know, like you haven't seen it. It's like just like if you ever get a chance to, it's definitely not like something. It's like, oh, who cares? You could definitely take something out of it. The music is, wow. Soundtrack's great. Soundtrack's great.
Wow.
Soundtrack's really good. That soundtrack won it. I think that soundtrack won. Best soundtrack or whatever. That won the nomination. That won that.
Oh.
That year. The Oscar for best soundtrack. A couple of them did or something. Yeah, they're crazy. Very well done.
Wow.
Yeah.
I only saw like bits and pieces of them, and like, I don't know. Yeah, it looked interesting.
It is.
But yeah, I always had somebody, like one of my cousins would talk about it a lot, like to no end. Like was like the biggest fan ever, still is.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, okay, and it just kind of turned me off.
People do that to me all the time. People do that to me. It's when you don't like respect the person's taste that much. When you don't like, it's when they like a lot of things that you don't like, and you're like, you like this too, and then this has happened to me before, where people like tell me, like a lot of people I like. There's people I really actively don't like it as a person, and they tell me to go do something, and I'm like, well, now I know this is terrible because I don't like you.
Yeah.
And then you do it, and you're like, actually, this is just good. This is good, and even this person was able to see it. It was so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know the way you're talking about. People talk about it in like a not relatable way, right? Like you are interested in artistry, like you're interested in visual, like visually, like the movie is beautiful, like, and on a 4K television. You and I are kind of, my roommate kind of helped me understand this about myself. Like we're kind of visual snobs. We like things at the highest tier of quality. You might have got it from your pops. I got it from my pops too. Like he left, and I was like, I gotta see something, right?
Yeah.
Is that a good joke? Okay. I gotta see it clearly because I can't barely see you. You're driving off. Oh my gosh. I love that. You know what I mean? Like nobody can take that away from me. You know what I mean? That's like I could hold that, and nobody could tell me like, John, you can't talk about that because you know what? Boom, it happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no like, oh, you can't backpedal, John. You can't say it. It's like, I don't have one. You know what I mean? And it's shocking to say. You know? And it's like, but like, what are you gonna say to me? You know what I mean? What are you gonna say to me? You're gonna like say that, oh, John, you're canceled or something because you said that? Because you said you don't have a father? Well, screw you, dude. My mom raised me on her own.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Literally, no one can take that away from you.
Nobody can take it away from me. So I can continually joke about it. It's like the one shocking thing we could, you know, like a person could say. You know, it's just their family, about their family life. But, yeah, you know, we're like visual snobs, you know, for the same reasons about our dads. Or, you know, dads in general. And you know, we like to see something beautiful, and I like something really beautiful too. And one of the first things I played on my 4K TV was a clip of a 4K remaster, the 4K remaster of Lord of the Rings that was on YouTube. That they had this clip of it, and my computer couldn't handle the buffering of it. But when we were watching it, we were just like, "What the heck is this?" Yeah, really beautiful. Yeah,
you definitely see a difference then.
Oh, dude! You should see side by sides of the 4K of the remaster. It's the extended edition is remastered versus the original. They're completely different. The coloring.
Wow.
They just did they did all the color grading or whatever you call it all over again.
Damn, that's cool.
It's cool.
Because sometimes some movies mess that up. Like there's like some remasters that come out that fans are like, ooh, like
Yeah,
the hues are all off and stuff,
right.
and like they don't like it.
Yeah, it's you don't even realize like somebody might not like a movie, and then if they did it, like they might like, oh, the plot was stupid, and then they fix the hues or whatever, and they're like, oh, no, this plot was good. You know what I mean? You don't even
Yeah.
realize, because I think there's all these subtleties to things. Like whenever we're reviewing these albums, like they're like, we didn't end up loving this album, but like there's a reason we haven't said. You know what I mean? Like, and it could be like something that we didn't want to say on stream, but it could be also just we just like something like we just don't even realize about the quality or something of the music and the style or the production. We don't even know. It could be just like some guy didn't hit a knob up all the way sometimes, and like it wasn't hitting our
Yeah.
ears the right way. And that's it. That's it. It could have been just that. Literally, somebody just forgot to like, oh, I forgot to do that. What do you do in FL Studios where you flick a switch and it's like the good sounder or something?
Oh, sound goodizer or something
Yeah,
like that.
sound goodizer. VST. Don't worry. We're with you. We're with you, boys. Nice.
Yeah. It's like a compression tool. It's just like, oh, you want compression on or off? That's it. Do you want a little bit of it? You can take some off. I don't know how you take off compression. Whatever. I don't know.
You just unzip it. That's what I do. Right click, unzip, folders out, folder in. Do you think that's a better way? Did I explain Lord of the Rings a little better for you to not make it so off-putting? I didn't want to make it off-putting for you, so yeah, no, like it's,
Yeah, no.
yeah, go ahead.
They would just drone on about like plot.
A plot, right?
Like,
that's it.
Yeah.
That's only
And like,
yeah.
yeah, it's only like a portion of it.
It took like over $100 million per movie to make each movie. Okay, so it took $300 million. That's a lot of people working to make that movie amazing. And like the only thing that's digital in it is Gollum, the Gollum character. That like is obvious. That's obviously digital. That like stands out. You're like, oh, I know he's kind of digital, but Andy Serkis is a crazy good actor, and
yes, yeah.
So you kind of forget that, but then you see the orcs, and all the orcs have the thing, and they just and the themes and stuff, and like when you think about what, like why, like, and then you think about like when it was written, and I think Tolkien was in World War I, and he's kind of writing about his. It's kind of like, you know how Slaughterhouse-5, we like it, you know, he kind of talked about his experiences in the way that he could, right? And that's what Tolkien did with Lord of the Rings. And he says it's not, but everybody knows it is.
Yeah, it's got to be, right?
That's or else you can write what you know. You only know this, dude. You think he just made this up completely?
Yeah, right? Like,
all right.
If I was in World War I, think about that. World War I, like the war of the entire world. Like
the first time, yeah.
Something's gonna rub off on you, you know?
Yeah, it did. You know what I mean? Like that's and so there's a lot there, and so the guy Tolkien is a professor of linguistics, and that's his thing. He translated Beowulf, I think, a couple times. Like he did Beowulf. He did a couple of the epics. His specialty was epics, like old epics, and he would translate them to English. And so he created the languages he would make in the movie are like they have grammatical sense to them and all that stuff. And it's like, what the heck? And so people learn these languages because they have they work as languages. And he developed he like really built the world from like.
And what language is it?
All the there's several in the movie. There's Elvish. There's languages you're not allowed to speak anymore because they're thought of as like the curse language. It's called the Black Tongue, right? And that's what's written on the ring, the inscription on the ring. You're not supposed to say it out loud. You're not like it's cursed, like it's cursed time. It's like religion-ish stuff, but they didn't call it religion and stuff because it's just what everybody has. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's very interesting in that sense. Like that's what the orcs speak. They speak in this kind of like messed up. It's kind of like it's old, very old language. There's history. You feel the history. So
he developed several languages for these books.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, I always thought it was one. Wow.
Oh yeah, several. There's at least the one he made for the Black Tongue that orcs speak, and like that's written on that's inscribed on the ring, and then he put some for the elves to speak, and there's like there's like a couple more as well, because not everybody speaks the same. There's the same languages and stuff. Like some people, like within the same race, I think they speak different stuff too. So,
Huh?
yeah, there's a couple stuff going on there. There's at least 2 or 3 that he wrote out. That he wrote alphabets for. He just like that's what you get. You study your doctorate of linguistics. You understand language that well. You start creating in your mind, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you're gonna start coming up with like guitar licks, right? You're like, oh, let's come up with a bunch of guitar licks. No, you're gonna come up with a ukulele licks. You've been playing it for 12 years, right? You know, it's like, oh, I've come up with all these licks on piano. I never played though. That's what I think about when I'm lying in bed. Piano licks, and I wish I could play them, but I'm stuck with this little ukulele that I know in and out. No, you know something, and then your brain starts like, it's like, oh, what if this connected this way? What if? And he knew Old English, and he knew the. You know, he's a very smart guy. Yeah.
Smart guy. Full circle.
Full circle. We went back. Like, UCB would appreciate that. They always like when you do callbacks. That's why they shut down the school in New York. They're like, call back to when it wasn't here.
You missed that school. I can tell.
It's offensive to me. You know, it's offensive to me, dude. I went to that school, and I can tell those guys, these UCB4, I mean, I'm going to call them out. I know they're celebrities. Whatever, dude. Nobody watches this. You understand? Everybody has a podcast. I wrote a whole unfunny script about it that was like, you know, it's like about everybody has something. Everybody has something. It's hard. This is what, okay, I got UCB4, you suck, you didn't take care of this place, you got, like, one of you was a superstar and could have made this place into something different, and it didn't feel that way. It was nice that I had 2 diversity scholarships to do 2 of my courses there. Half my entire pedigree there was paid for by them, and that's by the school, and that's awesome. That's amazing that they have, okay? Like, the fact that you guys were able to help people and bring that in, and, like, but, like, you guys, and I wasn't happy about the culture there, but you know what? It was going, and you guys taught, and your teachers were smart, and they understood improv, and they taught me so much. Like, I'll never forget any of the lessons I learned of improv. Like, maybe I have a stupid skill that's called improv that I've learned, and like maybe you have ukulele, and that's so much cooler. But in my brain, I will always understand parts of the world. I see the world through the eyes of this art form that I learned. It's an art form, and I learned it. I'm not great at it, but I took 5 courses in it. So, whatever. You know what I mean? I paid attention. You know, this isn't like chemistry, like you do it and you forget it. You know what I mean? I cared a lot about this subject. I read about this subject. I practiced this subject.
I think you're good at it.
Thank you. I'm not a master, but, you know, so it offended me. But, like, this is what, you know, yeah. That's why it kills me. It's like, well, dude, you guys didn't, you guys could have kept this going in New York, and you didn't. And you didn't even try doing anything like, you know, I don't know. That's where you started it. You know, like, you started it here. And it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell me that you think that LA taxes were, like, lower or whatever. California's, they tax everything to heck. You know? But, you know, it's hot. Taxes are high. Like, it's not like it's like, I don't, whether it's good or bad, I'm not saying. I'm saying that they are. And they're no different than New York City. Things are expensive in both places, okay? It's no excuse to shut down a school that was like the premier improv school, right? But it's cool that I was one of the last people to finish their program. And fail, by the way.
You failed?
Mm-hmm. I got into the graduate course, and they told me I failed but by the time I was in the graduate course, they told me I had failed, I didn't pass my 4th pass. And I wanted to redo it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wanted to redo it.
How do you fail?
I really didn't like my classmates. Some of them were not so nice. 3 of them were really, really nice, and one of them commented on when we started doing these streams and was like, you seem like you're having the time of your life. I'm really happy for you, but that class was not fun and made me feel really terrible inside as a person. But
That's too bad.
but I wanted to take it again because I respect it. I was like, I get it. It wasn't my best. So I wasn't doing my best because I was letting things get in my. I have excuses. You know what I mean? Because I didn't like my classmates, so I wouldn't be myself. So. You know what I mean?
So one of the places in New York is still open then, right?
Two more. There's two more, but like other schools, not UCB. UCB is done. Crazy. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Nuts, dude. It's kind of like, it's cool though. It's cool. It's kind of like we love Naruto and we love like the we like structure and like that structure. Like you become a Chunin and you do this and then this and then this, and it's like you graduate the levels and like you kind of like think deeper about like concepts and stuff. You're like, and you like those levels because you have them, and like that's what martial arts. That's why martial arts is so cool because you have those levels. Like when we play all these instruments, like we just kind of feel that we're really good, but like there's no like leveling system. You know what I mean? It's the one thing that I took from the conversation I had with Dr. Dave the other day about getting your PhD is that like that leveling system he went through. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, he's a real doctor.
He is. Yeah, that was an interesting podcast if you want to go back and listen to it. It's on our podcast. I call it, instead of album review, human review. I called it.
Oh, okay. Human review.
Yeah.
All right.
It's on the YouTube and it's on that. If you want to listen to it, you can see how he got it.
You said it's on like Reddit, like our podcast. You said our podcast.
I would never post it to Reddit. People would be so mean to me on there. They would say, "Why you post? Stop self-promoting." They'd ban you, and then they ban you. You're like, cool platform, cool platform, but I'm afraid to post anything on there when it comes to like in certain subreddits because they could be kind of cutthroat. You know what I mean? But I'm sure there's a subreddit that's like promote your own podcast. You know what I mean? But I want to promote it in where you're not allowed to, so there's not too many people in there.
Just keep doing it.
Nah, it's okay. I haven't done any work to promote since we started doing it, just you and me, like this.
Yeah.
I haven't done any work to promote it because I'm having fun doing it and I don't care.
Yeah.
So whatever, man. Build up a library of it. It's fun.
Just relax into it,
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it sucks. Makes me sad, and it makes me a little miffed. But it's cool that it's cool to be one of the last ones to do it. But yeah, I was talking about like there's so much content. Like it bothers me. It really does bother me, Gus. That's why I wrote that whole thing about it. It really bothers me. Like it literally put me in it. I was in an existential crisis for a couple weeks over it.
Why? I mean, everyone's doing it,
That's the problem. It's like there's so much out there.
You dare me to lick this? Look, I can lick it.
No, I don't dare you to lick it because I want you to live and I don't want you to get sick. And I don't want you. See, you're gonna lick it. You may not die, but you're gonna call me next week. You're gonna be like, "Oh man, I feel kind of sick." And
I know, right?
Don't do it. Come on, stop, dude.
There's this one time I dropped a sandwich at a CVS. I'm just like in a CVS and I'm eating a sandwich and I drop it on the floor. And I just pick it up and I keep eating it. And then I had a fever for 3 days.
Really?
Yeah. It was bad. That's where I realized germs were real.
Oh, you didn't really believe it too much?
No. I thought it was a hoax. I thought it was just a conspiracy theory. So I ate the sandwich.
That's what I mean, man. There's so much information that there's also all this false information. There's a lot of false information too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you could find anything to support anything because there's such a glut of information. It just feels like, you know what it feels like, Gus? It's like like we had this conversation earlier about not wanting to talk because you feel like you're not being heard and no one's listening, and it doesn't matter even if you feel like you have something valuable to say and something
Yeah.
you want to express, but it doesn't matter because no one's shutting up. That's kind of how the world of unlimited, everybody's a content creator feels. And it's like, it kind of pains me a little bit because it's like, there's like, I can't even keep up with the things that like my friends make. Like, I would want to listen to something you wrote, like maybe that video you made that where you cut everything together so well and you put yourself like playing every instrument in the band, and I was like, that's so cool. Like, I think about that all the time. It's like one of my favorite things you've ever made, and you put so much work into it, and it was awesome. And I just want to watch stuff like that again. And I know that there's stuff in the past, like you made this really funny video of me, like this cut together of me, and like it's we don't even know where it is now because there's just so much stuff, and it's so easy even for us to make things. You know what I'm saying? It's easy even for us, you know, and it's a little so easy that like everything that you kind of, even for yourself, you may kind of throw away stuff, you know? It's not yeah, that's what's frustrating to me. A little bit, not as much anymore, but like I'm sure I'm gonna go back to it at some point. But like, I've heard other people be like frustrated with it who are like popular, you know what I mean? I've heard comedians complain about it, you know, like Donnell Rawlings was on Rogan, and he was talking about it, and he's like, who cares about comedy these days? That's what he said. He goes, who cares about comedy these days? All people do is they go on their phone and they look at a meme and they think it's funny, and so these people who are good with Photoshop, like, that's them. That's what's comedy now. And Rogan's like, no, man, there's a new age of comedy now, man. Podcasts are revolutioning all of it. And Donald was like, I don't know. And then Bill Burr came on to another podcast, and he's like, it was like older. And he's like, do you know people are just like playing video games, and people he's like, my nephew watches people play video games. That's what he said. My nephew watches people play video games online. And that's what he does. That's just like a thing he does. He's like, I was gonna release I'm thinking about where to release my next special, but like, I'm just thinking about this kid. That's another thing that I gotta compete with now. Is this kid watches this kid play video games? Someone play video games, and I'm like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not the same standard. This is Bill Burr. He's an international like superstar. He's an amazing comedian. He's a great comedian. He puts a lot of work into it, and so do probably this guy playing video games. But this guy's churning out content. Like, you know what I mean? He's so good at maybe he's so good at games but he's like playing like 24 hours a day. Like, how do you compete with that? You know what I mean? So it brings other people down. I'm not the only one who feels this way. Like even superstars feel this way. Like, you can't compete.
I mean, why does it have to be like a competition? Like, why not just put it out into the ether, even if no one listens to it?
That's the whole idea, I think. That you should feel that way.
Yeah.
But it's like, you're talking about an ideal, Gus, right? Like the ideal person, right? And that's cool that you're like this ideal you may be perfect and feel that way, but like, in some sense, it's cool to show somebody something and want them, and like that to be like a thing. And it's like, there, you put all this work into it, and it could sit there on YouTube and have like 100 views, but this guy put all this work into it, and you know it deserves more, but because content is so easy to create, it gets drowned out. So it's even unfair to the people we like that really deserve more, because it's so easy for people to just cover it up and not find it. You see what I'm saying? It's not all like, it just might not be deserved. I think certain things should be heard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how are you going to make the next Kurt Vonnegut? You know what I mean? If you could read every book in the universe right now, that every class is for free, you know what I mean? Then there's no curation. There's nothing, you know? There's nothing. There's no publishers. You just go. And it's like, great, like anybody could do it, but by anybody being, like, those publishers served a purpose. They promoted your stuff. That's why people sign up to labels.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, what about bands? Like, dude, like, people, like, okay, so you're talking about one level, do it for the sake of do it. Of course, do it for the sake of doing it. But like I'm going to talk about professional level. I'm going to break this up into two topics, okay? I'm going to say, yeah, you should do it for the sake of doing it. Also, though, if you put all this work and make this video of you playing all these instruments, and you work so hard on it, you spend hours and days mastering all these instruments, and at least mastering some of them and being at least proficient in others, and then put all this work into matching that all together. That's years of work that actually went into that video. And like, it's just like, and then you made this edit of me, and it's gone, and it's like, Gus, like, literally my mind can't keep up with stuff. That's because my mind can't handle it, and none of us can. Okay? None of us. I might make something that you want to go back to and see, but you just because you didn't sort it perfectly and keep it in a place where you'll find it easily every time. We always talk about going to someone's house. It's great to have their video games are set up. That's what makes me want to play them, right? It's just because you have to constantly curate your own environment to work to this unending amount of content, because everybody produces content now, man. No matter who you are, you're producing content on social media, on this, on that, and that, and this. And people say to you, I'm sure, like, oh man, did you see my post that I made? My post, right? And it's like, oh, it's like maybe they put a lot of work into their post. They might have put a lot of work into it, and they think it's getting to you, but it's not. And so that's like there's art for art's sake, and there's also art that you want to share, I think, and art that I feel like you want to see from your friends, and stuff like. There's things you make for yourself. Yes, there should be art for art's sake. But also, there should be art. There could be art, and we're all human, and we're social. And the whole point of expression is maybe you help yourself, you make something for yourself, but like, maybe it'd be good for other people to see it, and that feels good too. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is a good feeling and an important feeling, because art should be shared as well. Good art. Especially if you worked on it hard for yourself.
So what do you think should be done about like the oversaturation of everything?
I don't know.
Yeah, like with the internet, I feel like the whole internet's just so like loaded up. It's just like
keeps growing.
I mean,
petabytes grow by the day.
Yeah, and like I'll think of like people who didn't even like get recognition for their art until like they died, like, and that sucks. That sad,
sucks, right? You know? How sad is that?
Yeah, it's awful.
Because
like,
now they're gone.
Yeah, right. And then they're gone. You know, now we like them. Now it took all that time to like sift through crap to like finally get to it, and then they're dead. So I mean, yeah, it's too bad. I mean, some people are never recognized. Some people are recognized way late. I don't know. We live with a lot of people on this planet. Like, I don't really know what could be done, honestly.
I'm not sure it's, I have a...
Maybe like...
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say like starting locally, I guess, or something.
I think that's a critical piece.
Yeah.
That's a critical piece.
Offline, exactly, yeah.
Offline. That's the future. I was going to go there. I want to go there. I definitely want to talk about that. Okay. So, let's talk. So support local stuff, right? I completely agree with that. I'm right there with you. I believe we should support local comedy. You should support local music, local art, local game makers, local podcasters, local this, local that. And this way, this locality can actually curate what the best stuff is, and then put that forward to everybody else. You know what I mean? Because no one's curating what's out there, because no one's hearing it. Right? And so it's hard to do local stuff right now because we can't connect locally, and we don't have the networks yet that connect us locally enough to be able to do this. But that's such a key thing, and I wanted to bring that up, but it's hard during COVID because you can't gather locally, because that's one of the things of being local, and local might be over if COVID is going to go on for years. But
yeah,
you talked about people never getting recognition, right? And to me, like I feel that with bands that are gone, like they're, like I call them like kind of dead bands, like bands that are like that never made enough money to keep going, and I still listen to their music, and it makes me sad when I listen to them because I know they're out there working some other job, and I'm like, but these guys, you're so good, like please go back, like, and I know it's music that connects with me like very personally, and I'm like, oh, man. Like, why can't you just do it, man? And it makes me sad. And I know other people, because I know I'm not the only one who would love this music. And it's just like, but there's just so much. So, like, in another way, it's, okay, Bukowski, right? He only became a full-time writer when he was 49, right? But, like, right now, I think you're going to be more ignored than ever. I think you're ignored even in, like, a normal setting because people are so overstimulated. I mean, we were literally hanging out with people, and people were playing Pokemon Go while they were talking to us.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, Pokemon Go is so cool. It's such a great idea. But, and it's their fault for playing it while they were talking to us. But, like, come on. Like that's too much. That's too much.
I agree, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think that, like, at least Wachowski got to be a full-time writer when he was 49. You know, and some people posthumously, like, you know, you're right, like, we're completely forgotten. Completely. And nothing. There's nothing working for them. And, like, that's bad, right? But I think that the internet is powerful, and I think you need to, like you said, work locally and work really hard. And I think all of us need to work hard to be to support local stuff. It's going to be hard with COVID because it might not ever end. But also, it's just like professionally, like art for art's sake is great. Okay, but I think there's two parts to this. The two parts are people are human, and art for art's sake is an ideal, and it's a great ideal, and sometimes people are able to reach it. And some great artists don't just create for art's sake, though. They create, and then they create because it makes them feel good, and you're like, and also you enjoy it, and you're like, I love this stuff, and they're like, oh man, they made it just because it was making their friend laugh, or they was making their friend dance or something. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't just do it for themselves. You know what I mean? That's why they released it. You know what I mean? So some great art isn't made for great art's sake. You know what I mean? And some people who need to be encouraged, who need that self-esteem to understand that, and maybe can learn to maybe create art for its sake later. Who knows? You know, I did improv. People don't want to watch that. You know what I mean? It's just fun to do.
Yeah.
But but professionally, people need to be able to make a living doing this. And what you're doing is that you're saying, you know, it's harder for some people to get across. I think more people are ignored now than were ignored, at least in, like, just like, all information overload in the internet. In a lot of ways. As people, we're all being ignored. So.
Yeah.
That's what content scares me, man. I'm making content. My friends make content, and I want to keep up with my friends. That's what I mean, like, my friends. Like you make all these music, and I want to listen to everything you make. And just listen to it. Over and over and over. But, like, there's just so much. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I compiled all the flams we ever did. And it's all, like, in one place in Dropbox. And that was hard. Like, that took a long time. And, like,
I'm so glad you did
finding even not even just full songs, but like bits of songs, parts of songs, like
instrumentals,
like,
vocals, separation.
Yeah, like album art, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, that was done.
Why do we love celebrities? The celebrities hate us. I love the albums that you made for all that stuff too.
Yeah, we're just like messing around. You know, messing around in the studio, like just like. So I mean, I think it's important to, like, I don't know, like, maybe try and, like, take ownership of, like, at least your own stuff and be like, make, like, a concerted effort, like, all right, I made this, let me, like, hold on to it somehow so that I can access this later. Like, you know, like, there's all sorts of photos that I thought were, like, really nice of myself or of my friends that are just, like, poof, just gone.
I know, right?
And like, at the time, I didn't care, and, like, now I do, and it's too bad.
Right.
But I think it's important to, like,
crazy grid Google Photos library. Boom. My Google Photos library is fire, dude.
Yeah, you're really good about that.
Thank you.
Do you pay for that? You pay for that, right?
Mm-hmm. Don't care.
Okay.
Best $10 I'll spend, because
that's worth it.
I lost. New Zealand because I didn't pay it 1 month, and then. You know, but then I kept it up, and look at us. I'm able to go back and find all these cool pictures of all of us. And I'm so glad that you did that. Like, the next step from the Dropbox, like, I want to take all of that and not put that online. Like, I want to just burn each to a CD. Like, this way it's like, Flam 2. Just, like, it's so easy to do, but, like, you make that physical and you hold that. Every time we'd finish it, we should just, like, compile them, put it together, burn it to a CD. Done. And then keep that CD. Make 2 copies, maybe. Just burn it.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I have a CD burner anymore, though. So. There's that idea is gone. Yeah.
We could buy like a portable one.
Yeah.
I mean, like an external one.
Or even like, if I just had a USB drive for each one, plugged it in, Wham 1, and just at least had them. At least had that.
Yeah.
At least, and then converted them. Like you said, do it with the thing. Like just physically separate them. Physically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's important. Yeah,
It's important,
I think.
Right? Like
I should have done that more.
Yeah, let's look into that more.
Yeah, like oftentimes I feel like life is like so fleeting, so I'm just
fleeting.
like, oh well, whatever. I'm like, okay, who cares? I'm dead tomorrow. That's always the mentality.
Me too.
And it's not good.
Mm-mm.
It's not a good mentality.
No, but
just,
see, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, think that you'll die in a year at least. Baby steps.
Baby steps. Yeah. But you get but you see that happens because we're talking, right? And you think it's important because I think it's important, and we both feel it's important, and then it becomes not just art for art's sake anymore. Now it becomes art because we both like it, right? It's our friendship thing. You know what I mean? Now, okay. And then I see it's important to curate them, and I'm so glad you did that. Now it needs to get out of the Dropbox, and it needs to be pulled into physical portions, and you just 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, 6 year, 7 years. Woo!
It's a lot of years, dude.
It is, and it's important, and they're all different, and they're all something, but there's something so special about the first one that I think that it made Wham 6 or 5 we made I Know Where You Go at Night.
One of them.
I think 5. I think it was 2. We did Wham 7 this year. Wham 5, I think it was 2 years, at least 2 or 3. And
yeah,
that song is amazing to me, and it worked, and it kind of harkened back to my direction was to you the first time we did this. And it was just, and the lyrics, even that, if you go back to look at those lyrics, that was the last time I wrote lyrics out for stuff. Yeah. Not that I wrote anything for stuff.
7 years ago.
7 years ago. And if you look at those lyrics, there's something to them. I mean, I was very angry.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. I still am.
Yeah.
So.
So, okay, I don't mean to cut this short, but I kind of got to go. Because she gets out of 10,
yeah.
and I got to peace out.
No, it's good.
And,
good.
do some stuff at the house.
You got to stop. Sometimes you got to stop.
Sometimes you got to stop.
Yeah. I got Doom. It's pretty sweet, dude. It's got online play.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
Nice.
It's fun.
I mean, I can't play it with you, right?
Yeah, you can. And the new Wolfenstein game that's coming out, it's got co-op shooter play.
Wow.
So
nice.
That's going to come out 2 days from now.
Wait, but I would have to buy Doom to play with you.
Yep. And then, you'd have to get it. But I wouldn't get Doom. If there was a game I was going to encourage you to get, it's when the new Wolfenstein comes out, because it has the co-op campaign that we could do together. All the way through.
Alright.
Yeah. So,
alright.
And so people are really excited for it, so I'm stoked too. And you could do online co-op, so that's awesome. It's
Wolfenstein was cool on the PC.
I like Wolfenstein a lot. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll talk to you later, bud. Well, this is a good talk though. It's good that we stayed on stream and somebody's watching whoever's watching on Twitch. Thank you. Only one person signed up to the email list, and I think it was I think it's Big Man Wet who did it. And he's going super strong on Twitch, so good for him. And
nice.
Really nice to pay attention to us. One person is, so thank you for one person. All right, take care, Gus. It was a great talk.
Yes.
Well, I'll stop.
I'll see you later.
And we'll say goodbye in human life.